YouTubers, Mike Martin's here with the Mike Martin's channel. Thanks for joining me, guys. Back again with some raw, edgy, and fun video discussion. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I did a video ways back, 3 years ago now, 10 reasons why I left Vancouver. I left a major city. Too expensive, rude, unfriendly, entitlement, the whole 9 yards. Well, I'm going to put up a few articles and show you guys the top 5 reasons why you shouldn't move to Vancouver. And I have a little bit of backup. We got a bit of mainstream media discussion in this one. So let's take a look right here. Oh, what's this? Vancouver's awesome. No fun city, no more. Vancouver voted friendliest city in the world in recent survey. So this was by Vancouver's awesome, was voted by as the most funnest city in the world. That's very interesting. So I kind of took a little bit of a deeper look into this and then found, let's move on to here. Sorry, this is my channel. And let's move on to here. Then, a little bit later down the road, I call bulls on what Vancouverites said about the world's friendliest city label. But unfriendliest, yes. So let's look at the top 5 reasons so you guys don't get confused by reading some of these articles. I lived in Vancouver 12, 13 years, and I could tell you guys what I went through living there, and even being a single guy living in Vancouver, how tough things were. So let's go with number 5. You're not alone. Vancouverites share their stories of loneliness. Young adults between 25 and 35 are the hardest hit by social isolation in the region. Yes, finding someone, here you go. I'm so lonely in Vancouver, I don't know what to do anymore. Luckily, I met a woman, a Filipino woman, who is working in Vancouver full-time and had her life together. Met her by chance, and that's it. Settled down, had a family, 3 kids later. 100% best decision I've ever made in my life. I was always lonely in Vancouver. I would try to go on dates. Unfortunately, because I'm under 5'10", if you're too short as a male and you're single in Vancouver, women have a really tough time having to explain to their friends why they're dating a short guy. Women in Vancouver, I noticed, from my opinion, just like to date guys to impress their friends, not their parents. And I notice a lot of things about the loneliness thing is very true. Very true. I tried, it's not that I tried hard, but I tried. I tried to make friends. I tried to be part of the scene. I owned a damn game store in downtown Vancouver. I met 60 to 150 people a day. I asked out a lot of women to coffee, to this, to hang out and be happy and bubbly and stuff. But the whole height issue was a big issue. Being under 5'10" is a huge issue when I lived in Vancouver. And it says right here, young adults between 25 and 35 are the hardest hit by social isolation in Metro Vancouver, according to the Vancouver Foundation's Connections and Engagement report released in December 2017. So this is a very, very powerful testimony here by some people, and they're not making this up. Number 4, Vancouver has the worst traffic congestion in Canada. Again, according to this ranking. Why? They don't have any majors. They have this highway here and this highway here. And these are not really highways when you get into Vancouver. They're just like 2 lane up, 2 lane down. They're more like an express route. Not even an express route. Like express road or something. Service road. It's not really a highway like you have in other big cities, like real highways. There's no major highway taking you into the city, so you have to exit up here or further up here, and it takes you 1,000,000 hours to get down to the city once you get off the highway. So there's no major, it's all congestion, and because the cost of living is so expensive that people have to move away from the city further and further out for affordability and have to drive 1,000,000 hours to get into work every day. So Vancouver, an annual traffic study suggests Vancouver area commuters face the worst congestion in Canada. So here it is, traffic index. It's really, really bad. I lived in the GTA, I lived in Toronto, I lived in Miami, I lived everywhere. And I'm telling you guys, Vancouver is the worst because the lack of infrastructure. People are like, yeah, Mike, I've been stuck on the 401 2 hours every day to get home. That's a little bit different. You have the infrastructure and the streets, and you do have the routes to get you there. This sometimes there's no routes to get you to where you got to go. You got to take bizarre driving patterns to get to where you got to go to. Even to get to the airport from the downtown core, you got to take side streets because there's like you have to take side streets to get to the airports and stuff. That's how serious it is. I'm not kidding with you guys on this. So that's true. Worst traffic congestion. So if you hate traffic, stay away from Vancouver. Number 3, BC drivers are paying as much as 42% more than Albertans for insurance, a report suggested. So ICBC is getting a lot of hit and runs when it snows. A lot of people don't have snow tires, so they hit parked cars and they take off. And a lot of people, our car insurance here is provincialized, so you can't find an insurance company that knows you over the years, that trusts you over the years, that knows you're a good driver, that knows you're not, you're only commuting 1 mile to 2 miles to go to work. When I moved from Vancouver to Merritt, BC, a population of 7,000, 2 stoplights, my insurance went to $800 a year. Now, with the new adjustments and no claims, no nothing, because there's like 2 stoplights, I'm not going to. So what happens? My insurance doubled now. I'm paying $1,600 a year from $800. Wow. And there's nowhere I could go. There's nowhere I could turn because our car insurance is provincialized. So if you don't like provincialized car insurance, then maybe BC isn't, or Vancouver or British Columbia as a whole isn't a place for you. It's next to impossible to pay rent working full-time for minimum wage, new report calculates. That's number 2. And you know what, guys? It's no secret, especially on this channel, it's not minimum wage, it's average wage earners have a really tough time paying for a room. Usually you see 5 to 6 people crammed into into an apartment, 8 to 9 people in a house. Luckily, they're not doing what Florida did, where they do occupancy laws. For every bedroom, for every bedroom, 2 people allowed with 1 bathroom. 2 bathrooms, 4 people. 4 people, 1 bathroom, over occupancy laws. So there's some states in America where they have occupancy laws. You can't have 13 people living in an apartment. In Vancouver, if they sweep through with occupancy laws, you're going to see a lot of people getting evicted, like 17 to a room and stuff. Well, it's next to impossible to pay the rent working full-time for minimum wage. And from my experience, guys, I'll tell you straight up, average wage earners too. Watch out. Very important. Unless you want to pay for, unless you can pay for a 1-bedroom, like independent unit. All right. Number 1, probably the most expensive place on the planet. City of Vancouver now defines $3,702 rent as affordable housing. So that's that, right there, guys. It's expensive. It is so expensive to live there, but the standard of living is super low. That's what I never understood. I went to West Palm Beach when I was in West Palm Beach in Florida, looking at these beautiful 7-bedroom mansions for like $400,000 with a pool, and looking around and checking out like different cities in Florida. And I spent years in Florida and checking things out and looking at, sniffing around. Beautiful infrastructure, wide streets, highways up and down. And housing is cheap? No. Housing is within reach of what people make. Unfortunately, what people make in Vancouver is nowhere within reach for them to live an affordable lifestyle. Same thing in Sydney, same thing in Melbourne, same thing in Auckland, same thing all across New Zealand, same thing all across the UK, London. London now has more food banks than they do McDonald's restaurants. Yes, look it up. But that's what's happening, guys. Impoverishedness is happening. More and more people, working poor disappearing, everybody leaving the major cities of Vancouver. These are my top 5 reasons why you shouldn't move to Vancouver if you don't want to be alone. And rudeness is a big deal. That first article, everybody for some reason is entitled there. I don't know how entitlement levels work. I don't know how, they should put a sticker on the back of people's car to let them know that they're severely entitled. So if somebody cuts you off and gives you the finger because they are breaking the law or they're doing what they want, you need to understand entitlement works at different levels in Vancouver. Entitlement is very important to understand how entitlement works. And I never understood the whole entitlement thing, and that's why I left. I moved to a small town with 7,000 people, opened my own business here in town, and yeah, does it have its challenges? Sure it does. It's a small town, right? Small town mentality, stuff like that. Yes, there are challenges. Is it entertaining? Oh man, you have no idea how entertaining it is living in a small town now in a modern age. I love it. Why? Because I could afford to be here. Why? Because I'm not overspending. Why? Because it's just the right thing to do right now. These are the top 5 reasons with proof why you should not move to Vancouver. Number 5, you will be alone. Number 4, the traffic is horrendous. Number 3, you're paying a lot for car insurance, more than probably anywhere else in the country, and you can't get by. It says minimum wage, but I could beg to differ that it's average wage earners, unless, like I say, they rent a room or something with 7 other people, and it's just too damn expensive. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Looking forward to reading your comments. If you live in Vancouver, if you've left Vancouver, let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Thanks for watching.